Welcome back. Army Futures Command has a new software factory in the works focused on training tech talent in Austin, Texas. Futures Command is working on stocking it and the rest of AFC with talent. Kate Kelley is Chief Human Capital Officer at Army Futures Command. Kate, welcome. Thanks for coming on the program. You said recently that you're in the enlightenment process in bringing talent in. What do you want to learn from this enlightenment process?
I think what we're focused on right now is how the Army is changing the way it thinks about talent, and more importantly, changing the way we leverage talent to achieve our future ends. I think the Futures Command model that we've set in place is a really exciting one for the Army because it's challenging our thinking and our current processes with respect to talent management. It's important for us to make sure that we are pushing the envelope as far as we can, staying on par with our near peer competitors and modernizing our Army that demands, quite frankly, the best and the brightest. And so we are trying to do what we can here at Futures Command to make that happen.
What are the specialties in which you need the talent the most, or you need the most depth of talent, anything like that, Kate?
I think where we are today is a recognition that the intersection of the technology talent base, STEM focused fields for sure, data analytics, absolutely. And then, of course, what we're trying to do here in Austin is develop the software factory talent base in order to make this a meaningful process that brings the talent base to the Army that we need. And so some of those skill sets are absolutely the ones that we're looking for. It's not lost on us, though, that this is an iterative, constantly evolving process. And so these are not mutually exclusive talent streams. These are things that are going to change over time as we develop and push into even newer technologies.
How much of your talent base now is Army original, and how much of it is coming from outside? Where what I mean by Army original is people who are already Army personnel, either civilian or uniform, and you're training them up. And how many are you bringing in from outside? And what would you like that to look like, say, 2 or 5 years from now, Kate?
So that's an excellent question, and I'm really glad you asked me that because it's part of the enlightenment process that I talked about. So there were some myths, I would say, within the Army that centered on the belief that we needed to find this talent outside the Army in, say, the private sector or in academia. And what we have found is that we actually have this talent in the Army. It's just that we assessed it in and we put it in a different branch or career field. Yet what we've seen is that we went out and asked for people interested in volunteering for some of these opportunities. This particular one I'm talking about is software developers. And we found a lot of people who understand this coding world and software development world. They've been doing it on the side in some cases. They've been trained on it prior, but decided to go into the military for a variety of other personal and patriotic reasons. And so we have found the talent resident within the Army. The challenge we have today is we have to take it out of that particular career field that it's in and reskill it, enable it to then leverage the talents that they're interested in, and then inject it back into the Army. And so we're excited about the fact that we're able to do that with our existing talent. Now, here in Futures, we are civilian and military, but we're really excited about the fact that we're finding this talent within our active component, our reserve component, and our National Guard component for training purposes.
Given that you're in Austin where this talent's in demand, not just from Futures Command and not just from the military more broadly, but from the private sector as well, how are you nurturing and with an eye toward retaining this talent, Kate?
Right. So one of the biggest challenges you have in the federal workspace is your constant competition with the private sector and what they can offer in terms of incentive packages. However, what I would tell you is we have this one really great advantage, and that is the interest and the patriotism of a lot of our nation that is still interested in serving their country in some way. And so what we've been able to do is really reach out to the universities and to the high school communities and try to educate people that you can serve in the military in a variety of ways that is not your traditional soldier concept that you might visualize. In other words, you can come in as an engineer, you can come in as a software developer, you can come in and be somebody who's helping us design and develop future concepts. And so it's really exciting to see how we're doing that. And here in the Austin community, what is so advantageous for us is the ability to take advantage of the resident tech base that is already here from a training perspective. We can walk right outside our door and find a variety of entities who are available and talented and interested in helping us upskill our own workforce. So it's been a real exciting place to be.
Kate Kelley of Army Futures Command, thanks very much for joining me today. It's great to have you on the program.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the time, and thank you so much for this important topic.